my bedroom in Los Angeles. I just gotta like wipe the sweat off me for a second because I've been dancing around my room, my home studio here. Thanks to Charli XCX for laying down a magnetic performance here on a Bandsintown Plus live stream. Y'all saw the fans during a certain part of the show. We got a chance to talk to them a little bit earlier, but I know that some of the fans want to get involved with the Q&A as well. But you know what? I'm not even ready for that. There's so much good stuff happening here on the stream tonight. Earlier on social media, we were posting about an exclusive Charli XCX sweepstakes. And we have a winner. Someone has won a Charli XCX Cozy Collection fleece, a blanket, and a sweatshirt. Y'all want to know who that winner is? Yo, shouts out to my boy Jake from Brooklyn. You are the winner of the exclusive Charli XCX VIP package here on Bandsintown Plus. Salute to you. Salute to everyone who's joined us here for the show so far. If you're a fan of Charli XCX, I already know that because I have never seen our chat go so wild. So shouts out to everyone here from the Bandsintown Plus side who's moderating the chat and filtering these questions through. We have a lot of questions here for our headliner highlight performance tonight. And it is my absolute honor, pleasure, and privilege to welcome the one, the only Tonight Star performer, Charli XCX, to the live stream. Charli, what is up?
Hi, I'm good. That show was wild and very fun, so I'm kind of tired now. But yeah, I'm good. How are you doing?
I mean, wild for you. I think it was wild for your fans. Like, y'all saw them wilding out in the back on the screens. This is the first time that we've done something like this. You know, we're in kind of strange times, but it doesn't have to be so weird. I feel like we're all connected virtually anyways. So why not bring the fans into this live stream performance? What's it like for you to jump onto kind of like a virtual stage as opposed to, you know, places where you've played to intimate crowds of 50, 60 people, to arenas that you've played with like 50,000 people? When you take the virtual stage, what's your feeling like right before you go live?
Um, it's definitely a different feeling right before. You know, when I'm like waiting on the side of the stage where there's an audience, I can like hear the audience, and that kind of gets me like hyped up, and you know, you can really like feel the tension in the air, I suppose. With virtual
Uh-huh.
shows, it's less that, but I will say I feel the same when I'm on stage. Like I really am still like losing myself in the moment, and really like having the best time. Maybe even more so actually, just because like it's so rare now, you know, to get to
Yeah.
feel like that. So to do what I did today and like jump around and like really like let loose, it's like I'm not getting to do that as much anymore. So it kind of feels even more special, I suppose.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, just a personal question here. Like, do you feel you have maybe like the ability to take a few more risks or approach things a bit differently? Because, you know, when you're on the festival circuit or you're on a global tour like you've been, things kind of go by the book. You have a set list that you kind of stick to each and every night. But here in this space, it's like the internet is the wild west of performing. Like, just throw something out there and you
Mm-hmm.
can take that risk. Do you find yourself taking a few more chances in this capacity?
I mean, I think it's definitely cool to be able to sort of plan things really like specifically for each show, because you know there
Mm-hmm.
aren't that many shows. So you can really like spend a lot of time and effort, and you know that's why I wanted to kind of play a couple of new things tonight, but I made like
Mm-hmm.
special versions specifically for this, which I probably won't ever play again. And it's also fun to, yeah, take a show like this in isolation and like just play music from any era, any album, any mixtape, and not feel like it's, you know, part of a kind of cycle of promotion or anything like that. So that's really nice to kind of just be really free with the set list and the songs.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have a lot of comments here in the chat. People are saying Charlie don't need no rules. She ain't ever abided by them, and she doesn't need them now either. And I have to say, I'm gonna commend you just because you know the whole world, like everyone, it was like the great equalizer. Lockdown hit in for a split second, like everybody had nothing, and they had to figure out how to pivot. And I feel like if I'm not mistaken, you're one of the first artists, at least that comes across my echo chamber of social media and fandom that I look for. You activated pretty quickly. I think we all went through this period of time where it was like, what are we doing? How do we make music? How do we stay creative? But you were able to make an entire project in the course of, a few short weeks of lockdown. Was there ever a point where you just questioned it, where you're like, is this even the time to be creative? And should I even be doing this right now? Like, what was your thought right before you put this project together?
Well, I think for me it was like I needed to create to feel okay. So the reason for why I started creating was kind of coming from a sort of mental health kind of perspective. Like I needed that to make me feel good, and hopefully in the process of that I was able to make some of my listeners and fans feel good too, by being involved in the process. But yeah, I mean, I think I was also hesitant that I didn't want to be, what's the word, like I didn't want to be using the time. Like, I didn't want people to think that I was ignoring the kind of seriousness of the time as well,
Right.
Like, I know that even though music brings a lot of joy to people, music isn't going to, like, fix, coronavirus, or, like, if
Yeah,
you're
right,
going
right, right.
through, like, a kind of, if you're sick, like, and I didn't want people to think that I was taking that for granted as well. So
Sure.
I was nervous, I suppose, about that, like people feeling like it was the wrong time. But I actually think from my end, it felt like everybody was kind of actually really excited to
Hmm.
hear stuff and be a part of stuff, because I think distractions and escapism was kind of needed, I suppose.
Yeah, I would agree with you that with like that for sure, because it's like there's never any right or wrong time to create and be creative. Put your art out there. It comes from personal experience, and you pulled from that, and it was a beautiful thing to see. We have a question from here in the chat. This comes from Destiny XCX, and I love and sometimes bemoan this question, and so I'm gonna rephrase it a little bit. She's asking, what is your favorite song to perform from How I'm Feeling Now? But maybe not a favorite, because it's tough to, ask an artist, like, pick your favorite child, essentially. But is there one that sticks out to you as something special when you perform it, that you just feel a different sense of, yeah, creativity and art and passion that comes through, specifically from this project?
Yeah. Hi, Destiny, first of all. I hope you're good. Um, yeah, Visions is a song that I just love performing. The
Mm-hmm.
one I played right at the end. It's
Mm-hmm.
just, I don't know, it's so fun to just really lose myself in
Yeah.
everything, and like just not think about anything apart from moving my body, and not think about what my body looks like when I'm moving, just like really feeling and releasing energy. It's almost like an outer body experience. I absolutely love that, and I love, because I don't have to do any singing really there, so I can just totally like let go. And so that's definitely my favorite song to perform from this album for sure.
You're like no singing,
No
just
singing,
vibes.
just
That's what
exactly.
Visions is.
Honestly, that is like my like dream, like goal as a pop star, to just like to be doing no singing and just vibing. That would be ideal.
Yeah. I mean, the vibes were on point. It was from the bedroom to the mirrors to the outfits. You absolutely smashed it on a Bandsintown Plus stage tonight. We can't thank you enough for joining us here. I want to ask a question, because this came through in various forms throughout the course of the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Your connection with, I'm going to focus on you and the amazing stuff that you do, and I want to thank you so much for sharing your talents and creativity with us here on a Bandsintown Plus stream. Another question, I'm just going to leave this with you here. People are asking about new music, new projects for yourself, Charli XCX. All your fans whom love you here, what can you kind of tease them out for what's happening in the next few weeks, months?
In the next few weeks, nothing.
Okay.
Uh,
A well-deserved break.
Yeah, I do. Well, yeah, I mean, I've not been doing much, to be honest. I do think that I will plan. I'm in the studio a lot at the moment, and making things. And this is such a boring answer, but I think soon. I mean, I'm saying soon because I don't really have a concrete plan yet, but I definitely feel very, very creative at the moment, and
Okay.
I'm channeling that into music a lot, and I'm really just trying to kind of make the most pop-tastic music possible. And it's my last album in my record deal, so I'm just like, whatever, let's go, you know.
This
Um,
is the one for you to go ham on. Then you got to go wild if it's the last one. Get out the contract and go to the next one. Then and do you?
but yeah, so I'm kind of just yeah, I'm very feeling very creative at the moment, but I don't really have a plan. So sorry, that's not much gossip for you there.
Listen, no, I don't need the gossip. A soon, a maybe is better than a no. It's not happening. So I'll take the maybe over the no any day of the week. Charli XCX, I want to thank you so much for sharing your spirit, your songwriting, your style, your heart, and your soul here with us here on the Bandsintown Plus live stream. Everyone, make sure that y'all tracking Charli XCX on the Bandsintown Plus page. Thank you again so much. We're about to get into another set from one of your collaborators, Elio, on a song Charger. We heard that during your stream. Super excited here. Don't move a muscle. You've got the best VIP seat in the house. Hannah Rad Live here in Los Angeles. We'll be back in just a bit with Elio.
God, that's so classic. I'm 3% away from being stranded. The way I left is way too cinematic. Realization hadn't even landed. God fucking damn it.